So, this video is on, I'll just move this down, you can see, it's on types of nutrition. So, we're going to be just having a little waltz through all the different types of nutrition. And you effectively need to know that there are autotrophs, so really the sort of suffix trophs means feeding, and this prefix auto refers to self. So we've got self-feeders, and I think the most obvious of those, the one that you're going to know about, are the photoautotrophs. So prefix photo, that means light. So here we're talking about organisms that can photosynthesize and what we're doing there is we're taking carbon dioxide and water and making sugar and oxygen. And so effectively there we're talking about green plants. There are groups of bacteria that can do this, and obviously some of the prototists can do that as well. Well, maybe not obviously, but trust me, they can. We've also got another group of organisms that can feed themselves, and these are the chemoautotrophs, and these are effectively using energy from reactions. So that's where the energy is coming from. So like in photosynthesis, the energy was coming from light, now it's coming from reactions, and they are using that energy to manufacture organic compounds. And so effectively they're feeding themselves, they're making their own food, and of course green plants then need additional nutrients in order to manufacture things like amino acids and nucleic acids. Our other groups of organisms, our other sort of type of organism, are what we call heterotrophs. So the prefix hetero means different. So what that means is that they're gaining organic molecules that have been pre-prepared by our autotrophs. From other organisms. So they're effectively taking ready-made stuff and taking it in and digesting it in some way. And in that category we have saprophytes, we have Holozoic organisms, and we have parasites. So I'm going to start with saprophytes. I think they're the group that you're probably least familiar with, and here we are talking fungi and bar the photoautotrophs, most bacteria. So saprophytic nutrition means that the digestion, so this is the conversion of large insoluble to small soluble molecules, takes place outside of the organism. So if we look at a typical fungus, for example, I'll draw you a fungus now. So, you know, when your bread goes mouldy, or, you know, you leave your strawberries in the box too long, they tend to grow a bit furry. What you're seeing is the top of the fungus. You're seeing this sort of reproductive structure. So this is called a fruiting body. The mushrooms that you eat are effectively the reproductive structures. And most of a fungus is kind of, you know, so this is a bread mould, but pretty much all fungi are alike. The little fine white threads you see are called hyphae, and the whole thing together is called a mycelium. And for most of the fungi that you would eat, we're sort of thinking about mushrooms, that mycelium's all underground, and what you're seeing is the fruiting bodies emerging above. On a tree, the mycelium is pretty much underneath what you can see, and you're seeing the fruiting bodies on the top. So their digestion goes like this. They secrete enzymes. So here again, synoptically, you're looking pretty much at exocytosis. So they're manufacturing their enzymes in their cell organelles inside their hyphae. They're exocytosing the enzymes. The enzymes are hydrolyzing food, hydrolyzing these large molecules. So if you think about, you know, a bread mould living on bread, it's hydrolyzing the starch, making amylase, hydrolyzing the starch into maltose, maybe secreting maltase to hydrolyze it into glucose, and then they're absorbing the products. Usually by, again, facilitated diffusion, just to sort of refer you back to a bit of synoptic. I just realised you can't see the bottom of that. Okay, brilliant. There we go. No, we don't. There we go. So, Holozoic organisms are the things that you're more familiar with. These are things that do internal digestion, pretty much everything else. And so they're effectively taking their food in and digesting it, and on your syllabus you've got the amoeba, which is going to engulf its food at one end, and it's going to exocytose it at the other, and in the middle that food is going to be endocytosis into a vacuole. You're then going to get lysosomes, and then it's going to exocytose. Of anything that's indigestible. That's pretty simple stuff. As organisms, this is kind of, this is kind of everything. This is everything else. So there are a huge variety of organisms that do all sorts of other things. But something like a hydra that's got a very simple tube gut, very simple gut. So this is a hydra. Should have possibly labelled that an amoeba. Ooh. These are taking in the food, doing the digestion in this sort of sac-like gut, and then they're spitting out the remains. So they've no sort of proper mouth and anus, they're just using the same opening for the same thing, but they're not doing it at the same time. So they're taking a prawn, they digest what they can, and they spit out the bits of shell at the end. And then we've got things with what you would think of as a proper gut, with where you've got the sort of the body round the outside, you've got tube running down the middle, so you've got a mouth at one end for the food to go in, you do the digestion, they do the absorption into the cells, and they do egestion at the other end. And that kind of covers all the things that you're going to think of, I think, all the animals you're going to think of. And then we will do two parasites, so we're going to do head lice and tapeworms. And parasites, well, the tapeworm particularly, let's draw a little tapeworm here. There's a set of hooks and suckers. It has a head with suckers on it, so those are not eyes. So that's the sort of scolex. So they've no proper mouth, and then they've just got all these segments filled with embryos towards the end as they do self-fertilisation. And they're just doing food absorption. So they're taking their food from their host, the nutrients from their host, and causing it harm in the process of doing that. So their host is not getting as much food as it would normally. So that's a kind of quick overview. You do need to know the proper definitions of those, and I'll refer you to Quizlet for those.